Hey, Hope City! I've got a couple of guests with me today. This is Jackson, and this is Wyatt. Okay, calm down. Okay, now tell them what we need. What do we need?
Peace, joy. Peace and joy.
Yes! All right, thank you guys. Say bye. All right, so we're talking about peace and joy, and I had my special guests with me, my nephews. Whenever I'm over here, I'm not Pastor John, I am Uncle John, and I get climbed all over and wrestled with. So I am in their room, their playroom. You can see Wyatt right here, and then Jax was the taller brown-head. Wyatt shares my birthday, so we are kind of brothers from another decade. So anyway, let me get into talking about what Ron was speaking about this morning. He was talking about peace and joy. So a couple things I want to go over. I'm kind of out of my element, so thanks for your patience and bearing with me. But one of the verses he used is one that I've been really saying since the beginning of last year, and really been something that stood out to me, is Isaiah 26:3. And it's, "You will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts you." So it's all about where we focused. What are we thinking about? What are we doing? And in my small group I did last winter, it was about imagine that. And it was about the power of your imagination. So one of the things about that is whenever you use your imagination, you are thinking about and you're concentrating on the promises of God. And if you keep your mind, your imagination, your thoughts, your meditation stayed on God, he will keep you in perfect peace. And I've talked about this before, but if you just work that backwards, if you're not in perfect peace, I can promise you, you're not keeping your mind stayed on God, because his promises are true. So you might be hearing screaming and going all crazy in the background. That's my nephews, Jackson and Wyatt. So, but anyway, Ron had a great message this morning. And it really spoke a lot about where we're at, and where we're at as I'd say as a society, but also really as a person. Are you in perfect peace? Are you experiencing the joy? Not happiness, but joy. See, and that's one of the things I think we get messed up with, or we think about differently, is we think that we need to be happy about things, or one of God's duties, or one of the things God's supposed to do for us, is make us happy. And that's not the case. He's already given you the joy in your spirit. So you already have his joy, you already have his peace, you already have his love, his kindness, his goodness, his mercy, his grace. All of that is in you because he's in you. So it's not determined, or our joy isn't determined on what's happening to us or happening around us. Too many times we get caught up in our circumstances and the situations of life that we need, and we expect our situation to change before we change. And really, God's called us to do something different. He's called us to change how we respond to the circumstances, rather than thinking, God, you need to redeem me or take me out of this situation. I talked about it last week about how he didn't take Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego out of the fire. He went into the fire with them and walked through it with them and stayed there with them. It's the same way in any situation you're going through. You know, you might say, God, why is this happening to me? Well, why focus on what's happening? Why not focus on what he's done? We get so focused on what is happening to us and, you know, the situations in life and the circumstances in life, we forget. And we lose our focus on what he's already done for us. So everything that he has done, everything that he has promised, it's already been accomplished through the cross. And, you know, in, where's the scripture that I was reading? I lost it. Anyway, that's what happens when you get chased around by nephews all day. So Colossians 1:20, it says, it talks about, Ron read it this morning, from the NLT. And through him, God reconciled everything to himself. Everything has been reconciled back to God. That's good news, because at first, in the beginning, or since Adam and Eve fell, we've not been reconciled to God. We've been having to make ourselves right through works or through the performance of the law. And he's saying, through what Jesus did, I've reconciled everyone back. I brought everyone back into relationship with me, or the potential to it. I thought it was really powerful today. I can't remember exactly where, but I think Ron, either in praise and worship, we had a great praise and worship session, and just presence of God was there because we were there. But his presence was there, and it just really, I felt was a freeing one. It was a lot of prophetic words took place, and it was just a great time. And Ron said that a lot of us have been set free and the chains have been removed, but we've held on to them, and we carry the things of our past, the things that have held us back. We're walking around with these chains, even though they've been unshackled, unlocked, and we've been set free. And it was to me, it's a great visual to think about, that you have people walking around with chains, just holding themselves, holding the chains to them, like, I don't want to let go of this shame of what happened to me. I identify with what happened to me. And they hold that chain of shame rather than releasing it and saying, I identify with what Christ has done for me. And we do that a lot. We have that happen a lot. And what that does is it steals your peace, and therefore you have no joy. And those are, I've said this before, but I think those are two things that people are struggling with right now. Is there's not much peace going on, and most people don't have joy. And as a believer, we're supposed to stand out. We are a city set on a hill. We are to be that bright, shining city that illuminates the darkness around us. So that's what I want to talk about tonight. That's what I wanted to get out. I don't even know what time it is. It's time to stop. It's 7 minutes. So hopefully you enjoyed little Jackson Wyatt jumping on here with me. Don't forget, it's peace and joy, vital signs of a healthy believer. Hopefully you got something out of it tonight, but let go of the chains of the past. Let go of the guilt, the shame, all those things, the condemnation that tries to hold you back. Drop the chains and move forward with God. Keep your mind stayed on God, and He will keep you in perfect peace. God bless y'all.